Listen close. If this continues, he's not going to make it to Inauguration Day, even if he wins. You hear what I just said? There's something that has to happen today. Congressman Chip Roy, Congressman Crane, Congressman Biggs, Congressman Mills. Those are the guys who seem to really, really care about what happened. We did that hearing up there. Forgive me if I'm leaving anyone out. I'm asking you guys, because you seem to be the ones intensely concerned with keeping the president and potentially next president alive. There's something you need to get started on right now. Right now, meaning 10 minutes ago. If someone doesn't pass legislation reforming 18 U.S.C. 3056, Title 18 of the United States Code, Section 3056, that gives the Secret Service its power. If someone doesn't pass legislation today reforming that and removing their investigative function, I'm sorry, but you guys are behind the 8 ball.
Now, this was actually the warning that Dan Bongino was given to Donald Trump prior to him winning the election. This was actually in September of 2024. But they're saying that the administrative state at that time was going to get Trump unalived, of course, after the attempts on his life and things of that nature. But it was important to play that clip because this is the same type of stuff that's happening today. Right now, it seems like the Democrats or Joe Biden, are doing everything that they can to try to make this process of Donald Trump getting in that office a headache. You know, like I said, there's already been attempts on his life. They already tried to use the justice system to try to take him down. All of these things didn't work. So what is really off the table for these people right now? Right now, they're even calling for Democrats to perform an insurrection against Donald Trump. Dead serious.
Sorry, I cannot support an insurrectionist. I just can't. And I would really love to see Democrats and independents do an insurrection on Donald Trump.
All right.
Y'all heard what this man just said, man. They heard he hopes that the Democrats would, right after he said he's not going to support an insurrectionist. The hypocrisy here. It's like he didn't even see his hypocrisy. Man, these people, I'm telling you. I really would have loved to have seen her response, this generous response, but it didn't. The video didn't. I couldn't find it. Now, like I say, you know, they doing everything that they can, but this is not a funny matter. I know I'm over here trying to laugh to keep from crying, but it's definitely not funny. This is definitely something that's super serious. Somebody said liberals are losers and cheating can't help them anymore, which is why they're trying to do the ultimate form of that, you know, which is, like I say, take them out. Somebody say, would love to see them attempt this. Actually will be fun to watch. No, it would not. The depth of the mind control of the left is absolutely astounding. Somebody else wrote. Then we got like pictures of Obama. Just show y'all the screen. They said the left is unhinged, but remember who they really are. You see right now, some Hollywood entertainers and politicians over here getting some medals, aka piece of in this meme. Trump was right about everything. Definitely was. I'm not gonna lie. So much has been. So much of what he said has come to pass to be true. Someone should call in and revive the prank call movement. Oh my gosh. Now, back to being on a serious note. It's a lot going on in America right now, man. We're under attack. It seems like every other day it's another news story of multiple casualties losing their life to somebody whom is connected to some army base, right? You got this guy Jabbar, you got this guy Matthew or Livenberger or something like that. What happened in Las Vegas in front of Trump's hotel. Then you got the guy plowing through people like in New Orleans. It's just a lot right now. But right now, this guy suggests that it wouldn't be a good idea for Trump to actually hold his inauguration in D.C. Obviously, that's where it's always held, but they're saying, like, I don't think that's a good idea for multiple reasons. He actually said DJT is talking about a rally before the inauguration in D.C. too. I think that's a crazy idea, and you couldn't pay me to be anywhere close to D.C. around the 20th. Let's hear why.
Good afternoon, everybody. Jeremy Harrell here, LFA TV. Coming to you with some pretty, I wouldn't say maybe concerning news. I mean, I guess it's how you look at it, but the Biden administration, probably not Biden himself. He doesn't know which way he's walking, but the Biden administration is actively holding a meeting right now to decide whether or not to declare a state of emergency.
You see, this is what they're doing. They're doing everything in their power. Everything in their power. I seen a clip of somebody saying that there will be, I don't want to sit here and mess up this video's monetization or anything like that, but he's saying that there are going to be some sort of illness that spreads when Trump gets in office. Over
the terrorism that's happening here domestically, specifically speaking to the New Orleans truck murder and the Cybertruck explosion. It seems to be like this is going to be a pattern, and a lot of things are going to continue here. Last night when Senator Kennedy was asked if this is going to continue to happen or if he has any information on whether or not more terrorist attacks are going to happen within the United States, he said, I can't answer that. He said, I could, but I won't.
And that right there just terrifies me even more, man. These people are scum, and they will do anything to try to maintain power. Right now, they're literally watching all of their years of power just slowly, not even slowly, rapidly running away from them. And they can't handle it. It's like they having withdrawals.
That lets me know that the intelligence that he has in the Senate, with the committees that he's on, says that, you know, all signs point to yes, right? That there's going to be more terrorist attacks here in America in the next 18 days leading up to President Trump's inauguration. They would love everything they could, or they would love it as much as possible if they could somehow disrupt or muddy the waters for Donald Trump's ceremony for his inauguration.
Of course. And
declaring a state of emergency would be one step closer to martial law. Now, while declaring martial law doesn't prevent the transfer of power, it would still gum things up and make things very difficult for President Trump. And now there's talk about the ceremony of the inauguration being in D.C. There doesn't need to be a ceremony. It's not a law that there's a ceremonial, inauguration. And today on my show, we discussed possibly, instead of canceling the inauguration, because that's exactly what they would want for President Trump. They would want to cancel it. But maybe changing the venue. How about Mar-a-Lago? Mar-a-Lago was built, or at least sold to the government, and then, kind of rebuilt to be a Southern White House. And it's somewhat of a fortress of its own. And it's completely secure. It's in a red state. It's in Florida. And
that's some good points. I would like to know in the comments right now, what do y'all think? Do y'all think it would be a good idea for him to switch the venue? I personally say yes. I think we need to take all measures in order to secure Donald Trump's safety, because they're not going to take any measures whatsoever. We seen what happened with the security guards, and you've seen how Don Gino was warning at that rate, come on now, the inevitable would happen. So yeah, I say take every extra precaution.
It's in Florida, and just not have millions of people show up to it. Just invited guests, televise the inauguration, do it from Mar-a-Lago. Don't even go to the swamp. Don't feed into it, because if you go to the swamp, here's what you're going to get. Yes, you're going to get the inauguration, but are we sure that there's not going to be some kind of a dirty bomb or some kind of a terrorist attack on the crowd there? We know there's going to be protesters and Antifada and Hamas and all that. They want to prevent Donald Trump from taking power any which way they can. They want to make it as bad as they possibly can. So it's a stain in history.
Yep, that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to go, see, this is why he's a threat to the democracy, and try to somehow use that as a loophole. I don't even know. I'm just going off of the brain right now. Somehow use it as a loophole to remove him from power.
Stain in history. So what say you in the comment thread? On Live from America today, myself and my audience said, change the venue, have the inauguration, have the ceremony at Mar-a-Lago, and get right to work. The other option is continue to have it in D.C. as planned and go with whatever happens, knowing that the Biden administration is literally in a meeting as we speak to call a state of emergency because of the terrorist attacks that they're basically allowing to happen anyway. Or option C, not do it at all, roll up your sleeves, who cares about a ceremony, and get your ass to work. Let us know. What do you think? cancel it, change the venue, and do it at Mar-a-Lago, or don't do it at all and get to work. Let me know in the threads, and please do me a favor. Repost, reshare to your stories, and retruth or retweet. Whatever it is. Share the video, guys. God bless. Let me know in the comment thread. LFA TV.
The only question I would have is, how is it logistically possible? I don't know. I've never been to Mar-a-Lago. I don't know if his perimeters are secure enough to make sure that they can have a ceremony with millions of people ascending onto the island. I don't know. But I didn't get to make the first inauguration, obviously, because I was filled with hatred towards Donald Trump. I would love to make it to this one. However, there is a level of concern based on all of this stuff that we're hearing. However, when he first did his inauguration, I remember listening to the radio and it was talking about how a lot of people didn't come, ha ha ha, whoop whoop, and I'm like, yeah. But then I heard this speech that came across my timeline today, and it completely made me realize that my TDS should have been cured a long time ago, man. Check this out.
Special meaning. Because today, we are not merely transferring power from one administration to another or from one party to another, but we are transferring power from Washington, D.C. and giving it back to you, the people. For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government while the people have borne the cost. Washington flourished, but the people did not share in its wealth. Politicians prospered, but the jobs left and the factories closed. The establishment protected itself, but not the citizens of our country. Their victories have not been your victories. Their triumphs have not been your triumphs. And while they celebrated in our nation's capital, there was little to celebrate for struggling families all across our land. That all changes starting right here and right now, because this moment is your moment. It belongs to you.
America, we got to stay prayed up. We got to keep our hearts and minds elevated in a time like this. We got to stay, in line with God and hope for the best, honestly. Plan for the best, strategize for the best as well. Because, man, January 20th cannot come any quicker.